Good morning, friends. The first thing that we're going to do when we're creating a bullet journal is find a resource that's really helpful. So this paper has very light dots printed on it. I'm going to attach it to one of our announcements, but you can always get it for free if you just look up dot paper free. And usually it will even say for bullet journaling or doing math problems, something like that. But the idea is that from far away, you don't really see them so much, but as you're creating, it really helps you to create straight lines, or when you're lettering, you can have this line, you just follow the dots along where you're writing. So the first step is for you to decide if you want it to be for a month or for a week. A month takes up a good chunk of your size. Usually people will have a book that they bullet journal in, and so they would use the entire inside spread to create a month. And then they might have an area for goals or an area for a habit tracker or different pages. So there are lots of different things that we can do in a bullet journal, but to not be so overwhelming, I thought we would first start off with a week and we could create it for next week. So you get to decide again all these choices, right? Do we want to have a lot of area for your work days and then have a smaller area for your weekend? Do you feel like each day needs to be the same size? So lots of different options. We could do 2 rows and just create each like a table. So it would be a 4x2, and then we would have an extra area. Or we could have long and skinny, but then you would need to decide if you're going to have 5 long and skinnies. Are you going to have 7 long and skinnies? So I'm just going to run with the idea of having big blocks because I think that's a great place to start. I know for sure I want to have really pretty this week. So I'm going to leave this area open. So I'm going to come down to about the 4th, maybe 5th dot. And then I'm going to decide, I'm going to leave an area for goals too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to make these little dots on number 5 from the top and from the bottom. And then I'm going to connect them. The cool, beautiful part about the graph paper or this dotted paper is you really don't need to use a ruler. It's just going to make it completely professional. Then I'm going to extend my lines down here. Sometimes people might want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make a dot, and then do that exact same process. I kind of like to shake it up a little bit in my brain. Just make sure you're going straight. You don't want to go far. And draw your line across. Ooh, I almost made my line wrong. Woo-hoo, take your time. I still made it wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I didn't. It just looks weird. Huh. Bizarre. And then connect your last side. I'm working in pencil, and then I'm going to go through and maybe add some fun designs to it and use black marker. Now, the fun part next is doing a perfect half. So I'm actually going to count how many I have in between here and figure out where the half mark is. So there's 33, which is perfect because I can't divide that in 2. So we're going to pretend that it's, let's just do 32. And so I'm going to come to the number 16. And then just to be exactly right, I'm going to make my line in between rows 16 and 17 because that would be exactly 32. Not 32, but for 33 rows. I feel like that doesn't look even. I think my eyes are just playing tricks on me. Does that look even to you? I don't know. Interesting. Okay, next step is to divide this in 4s because 4 plus 4 is 8. Now dividing it into fours is super easy because you just need to cut it in half and then half again. I'm going to just eyeball it this time, which is probably not a good idea since my eyes seem to be playing tricks on me this morning. But that's the beauty of bullet journaling. It's not going to be perfect. When I teach my own kids art, we do something called classical conversations for fun and enrichment and all of that. And they had a lot of different not composers, now we're doing orchestra, so that's why I said composers, but a lot of different artists from different eras, learning different styles and strategies. And my kids would just melt when it didn't look just like a professional. And so I would always say, mine will be different and it's okay. And so that's something I'm singing all the time. So as you can see, mine is not perfect. So you may want to take some time and really learn what the perfect amount would be. I think these two lines need to shift just a smidge this way. But that's okay. I'm going to be okay with it. No, I'm not. I need to erase it. It's bothering me too much. Let's move it over 1 square or 2? 2. 2 squares. So much better. Okay, now the fun part begins. Let's make a square down here, or even just put dots where our borders are. And then I'm going to use a black marker and I'm going to write goals. Now you might have a different thing that you might want, things I have to do or things to work on or looking ahead, and you could use this area for anything you choose, but I'm going to use goals. I think next month I'm going to do a session just on script lettering. You guys will have to let me know if that sounds like something you would like or not. Then I'm going to use a fun marker and I'm going to go through and just make fun dots around for my bullet journal goals area. You could use patterns for this. You could add different colors. You could use lines. You could make it the same block if that's important to you. I just kind of thought it would be fun to try out different border styles. Okay. Let's do March next. I want to make the word March really big, or the word this week, and I don't want to have to worry about if it went into, so I'm going to use markers that are a lighter color. And when you have marker on top of pencil, it actually doesn't erase very well. Think of it like a layer. You can't get the bottom layer off. So I'm just going to erase some area. I can still see, and when I use my black marker, I can make it thicker. I think I'm going to go for a green theme, like a nice ombre. So I already used one. Let's see. Ooh, here's a dark shade too. And teal. Oh my goodness. These markers, if you don't have them already, Crayola Super Tips are so fun. They come in a pack with so many inside. So let's do this week. Then I'm going to figure out what the dates are for next week. Next week is the 14th through the 19th. So then I'm going to grab you. That can't be right. Next week is the 7th, so don't do what I'm doing. Okay, now I have a fun top title. Then I'm going to write the days of the week down here. So this is called a brush pen. That's what I used here. And then you can also just use thin point Sharpies or any kind of fun black pen. All of those will have different looks but accomplish the same feel. So I'm going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I'm going to do a to-do area over here. So decide what kind of font. Do you want to do it script and pretty? Do you want it to be classic and bold? Do you want to write it normal? Do you want to write it like you learned when you were in kindergarten and perfectly rounded letters? Totally up to you. Decide how you like it and go for it. When I do capital letters, for some reason, I just really love a traditional block style and then to make it cursive the rest of the way. I might just make mine abbreviated too. Okay, I have all of my words. Now I'm going to grab one of my darker shades and I'm going to start my borders. I'm going to try to do something fun. I'm going to do, I think, a straight line and break every now and then and do little dots. So I'm going to go ahead and erase my line that I have because it's going to leave a darker line underneath. So I'll still have my guide. But when I do my dots, I'm not going to have a line going through my dots. Just like I talked about up here. Once you have a pencil line, that's awesome. You don't want to put marker that is opaque or translucent. That will allow you to see what you did underneath. I'm also not going to use my ruler this time when I go through. Just for fun, I'm going to see what it's like. Because I don't mind if this looks homemade. I almost want people to know I made it. Whenever I have signs that I bought from the store, my mother-in-law, my family, they come over and they go, "Wow, you made that?" And I say, "No, I bought that one actually." So it's just funny. So I like the things that I'm starting to only create things now. I'm not going to make them. So I'm going to do a line and a dot dot. That is my alarm letting me know my sweet husband just left for work. He's so great. How you feel about your dad? That's how I feel about my husband. I can't wait to see what kind of border styles you choose. We can go through a couple different options and maybe you share what you created. Maybe you did 2 lines, like a double border. Okay, so this is how my border turned out. And now I get to do my insides. I think, let's do the same look just to be cohesive. And I'm just pulling randomly, stopping, and doing my dots. I feel like it gives it just enough interest. A trick for writing in a straight line is when you put your marker down on where you want to start, your eyes are going to look where you want to go. Now you could look all the way down here because that's ultimately where you want to go, but I found that sometimes that's really hard to, since we're doing a design. So I decide in my head where I want to stop. So my eyes are looking right where my finger is. Step 1, look at where I am, put it down. Step 2, move your eyes where you want to go. And you just pull. Now that time was probably my worst one, but that's how it works when you tell people what you think they should do. But I'm looking down, pulling straight. Oh, and that's the end of that one, perfect. So looking for my line, start where I want to go and pull. Tap, tap. Pull. Tap, tap. Ooh, my belly is telling me to go eat some bacon. And there we have it, all of our borders are complete. What else can we add? We're gonna add some fun polka dots using our different green colors to tie it all together. I'm going to bring a little bit onto my area. Now, if you think about when you fill in your chart, ooh, this marker's having a hard time. Looks like my kids found him and destroyed him, which stinks because he's kind of like a pea soup green. Do you guys have to eat pea soup? I had to eat pea soup when I was your age, and oh man, it was like my ultimate least favorite dinner ever. When I was a kid, you were not allowed to say that you didn't like dinner. That's all that was for dinner. It wasn't an option. Some of my friends are like, you're kidding. I could always have a bowl of cereal. I was like, nope, not at my house. And there were certain dinners I was like, oh man, I wish I had a bigger snack before dinner. So your basic chart is complete. I love, with all of my heart, using clip art, different fun things that aren't words in my work. So my children do Tang Soo Do karate. So every Monday and every Wednesday, and we have a different kind of chart in our classroom, and I personally don't bullet journal, but I have something very similar to this that's already printed for me. And I always use symbols because my kids automatically see that symbol and they're like, oh, I know exactly what that means. So I know on Monday and Wednesday, I need to draw our symbol. And I just try to draw this cute little karate belt. Maybe you could draw a ruler or a computer screen for your school days. So if you know that, hey, I only do school, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you could put it on there. So I have my Tang Soo Do belt here. Maybe I'll color them in black, but usually I keep them white. But just so we have a nice thick mark. Almost looks like a stamp. It's kind of harder to tell what it is when I color it in. Might look like a sideways K. That's okay. I know what it means. That's all that matters. This is for me. It's not for the world. Let's see. What else do we do every week? Thursdays are Explore Day. So I'm going to put Explore. And then a colon at the end. Because we always explore something fun. We go to a new bakery or a new park. we go on a field trip. So now I can just write in where we're exploring. Tuesdays, we have our Bible study. So I'm going to put a little Bible here. Bible clip art. Let's put... Just for fun, I'm going to grab some red and act like Jesus is talking on this page. There we go. So now I have my Bible study night. What else? I have trash on Tuesdays. So we have trash cans that have rollers and handlebars. So again, these don't need to be perfect. They're just supposed to be fun. So I know there's one big wheel here, and then there's kind of like a handle. Then I also have recycling that comes every other week. So I just draw a little recycling symbol. So now I automatically remember what I've got going on. We have church online. So I'm going to put church. We're hoping to reopen after Easter. Woo-hoo! So let's see, I could draw a TV. That's kind of hard to tell what it is. I could draw an old-fashioned TV because I feel like people automatically know an old-fashioned TV. But, because our TV is on our wall. So it's like, oh, there's our TV. Our church at home, it's a rectangle. It doesn't make any sense. I guess I could put our church's symbol in here. We're just an SG for solid ground with a circle around it. Maybe I'll pretend that, does that look a little better? That looks like a computer. Who cares? I know what it means. That's perfect. Things I need to do. What do we do on Fridays, on Saturdays? These are our family days, so I'm just going to write. Let me draw everybody's heads. That would be kind of fun. So let's see. I'll do a mom and a dad over here. And then I have 3 boys, or 3 kids. Everyone's gonna be happy. And then why not make their eyes realistic? So I have green eyes. Oh no, another one is gone. Boo. That's okay. I'll have a neon green eyes in this picture. Boom. See, and then the rest of my family, they are all chocolate brown. My husband has a smidge of green in his eyes. Let's give him that smidge of green. Oh dear, looks like he has double eyeballs. Oh, his eyes are huge. He's gonna be like, what in the world is this picture? So my husband, Matt, has this little cute swoop on his head. My boys are the same. And then Sunny just kind of, I'll give her a cute little ponytail because she's crazy. And let's see, I'll have a bun for fun. Oh my goodness. Look at this. It's ridiculous. And hilarious, but that's the point. It's supposed to be fun. So think about what you do each day. What can you add for sure consistent? You can use your dark marker for that. Then using pencil or whatever you'd like, you fill in your days. You can actually write 1.1W if you need to for each week, or history test, or English paper due, get ahead on schoolwork, goals or things you want to do, plan a vacation, go for a walk outside, go for a hike, write a letter to a friend, so many different things. I'm actually going to do that. So my niece is really struggling. She, I guess I could tell you, but just don't go publishing it every, I don't think you would, but my niece, she attempted suicide a couple of times in 2020, and the Lord is really working in her life. She does not know Jesus, and it breaks my heart. Anyway, the Lord was really working, and one day I was with my family, and we were eating dinner, and I felt like I need to go to Big Lots, and that's just a random store close to our house, and I was like, I'm going to go to Big Lots. So I literally left my family, left all my dinner, left everything just sitting on the table, and went to Big Lots. And I'm just walking around the store. I'm like, I don't even need anything. Why am I here? So I walk out, And some people were like, hey, do you want to buy a t-shirt? And I was like, sure. Yeah, sure. I'll buy a t-shirt. So they start telling me about their mission and what they are. And it turns out it is a completely free Christian place for people to go that are struggling with depression or mental illness, anything that they just need a place to go. And so I sent the information to my niece, and her mom worked together, and within 24 hours she was enrolled and accepted there. So she's in New Jersey now, which isn't far from me. I'm here in Delaware, which is so great. I can visit her once a month. But anyway, every Monday I send her a letter. And so I'm going to put that symbol on there as a reminder for me to send the letter to my niece. So if you want to be praying for her, we'll just call her K, the letter K. We're going to pray for K. She did send me a letter back saying that she's getting closer to the Lord. So the Lord is working in her heart, for sure. For sure. Well, anyway, friends, there you have it. Your first bullet journal. I can't wait to see what you created.